Welcome back to Garaway High School, where we are set to get our starting lineups. There is, you can see how packed it is in this building. As the folks stand to cheer for their team, we may get a head or two in the shot. And I know Jessup's down there battling the crowd, stacked 2 and 3 deep, standing behind him. But I don't know about you, Willie, but man, I come to a place like this, it's electric. I had the same feeling last night down doing the Claymont game. I mean, this to me is what it's all about right here.
And you know what? This is what you worked for all those hours of practice, Roger. You've been there as far as a coach. You know this is where it pays off. Get out here in front of these big crowds.
Starting lineup for the Garaway Pirates. Number 4 is John Hisrick, a senior. 23, Mike Felton, also a senior for the Garaway Pirates. Number 25 is the super soft Ryan Gerber, who had an outstanding game against Martins Ferry. Number 34, John Regula, a junior. And number 40, the man in the middle, Mr. Tyler Renner. And Willie, a big thing for the Martins Ferry game, Regula got in foul trouble. I don't know if they can afford that tonight.
Well, I tell you what, they can't afford foul trouble from any of the big three, Renner, Regula, and Gerber. But they shot 55% from the field in that game. Great shooting, and I think you attribute that to good shot selection.
Starting lineup for Union Local, number 4 is David Thomas, a 6'2" senior. Number 20, Justin Schaefer, the 6'4" junior. Number 24 is Anthony Scarnecchia, a 6'3" junior. Number 32 for the Union Local Jets is Adam Duvall, a 6'2" senior. And rounding it out, number 40, Chad Litton, a 5'9" junior. So you look at these lineups, Willie, these two teams both with junior-laden lineups.
Well, that means one thing, Roger. They're going to be back a year from now. As you see, the officials, Don Giffen walking across the middle there with the basketball. He'll be the official to actually toss the ball up to get this game going. Dwayne Jago is off to his left as you're looking at the court. As you see Dwayne walk into the view, and the other official, Roger Levi.
3 good ones as we are set to get underway. Union Local 18-5, Garaway Pirates 22-1. It's for a district championship. The ball's in the air and we're underway as Garaway controls the opening tip.
Immediately it looks like Union Local sets up in a man-to-man. Some key matchups out there, especially right there with Regula with the ball.
Renner's shot off the rim, no good. Hisrich chases down the rebound, and Garaway, of course, the rebounding will be the big key in this one.
I don't think they've gotten out rebound much this year in any game, maybe the Tusky Valley game.
Regula puts it on the floor, now he's going to kick it back out. At some point, Willie, you got to think Yoder and Gerber and Hisrich, as Gerber shows there, are going to be able to do that.
What a luxury to be able to step behind the three-point line and connect on a big shot like that. Puts Garaway up 3-0.
Gerber gives the Pirates their first lead of the ball game, the first points on the board. Just a minute into this one.
Garaway also setting up in man-to-man, so we've got 2 teams out here just going man-to-man defensively.
Scarnecchia with it in the corner. He's going to take the 18-footer, doesn't go, and Renner's got himself a rebound. One of probably many tonight for the 6'6" junior.
Happens to be the leading rebounder on the team, about 9 or 10 rebounds a game, I believe.
Yoder got it into the paint, drew the foul, but could not finish, so he'll head to the free throw line. Actually, it was Gerber. I keep saying Yoder.
They're going to get number 32, Adam Duvall, the 6'2" senior, with his first foul, team's first.
How often, Willie, we see getting off to good starts in tournaments can really set the tempo.
I'll tell you what, you said it right at the beginning, the super sophomore, he's hit a 3, 75% from the line on the season.
And the second one is good as well. 5-0, Ryan Gerber on top of Union Local to start this one out. Union Local now handling it. Schaefer now out top. He's one of the guys we want to keep an eye on tonight for this Jets ball club. Beautiful spin move into the lane. Lays it up and gets it to drop.
Only a junior, like we said. They list him at 6'4", averaging 17 points a game.
Renner with the crowd, gets it back to Regula. He tries to go baseline cutoff, turns to the middle. Shots on the rim, doesn't go. Tipped around, and Union Local clears. David Thomas up high for the rebound for the Jets, and quickly Skarnecchia from the left wing. 3 in the air, doesn't go. Battle for the rebound. Last touch by Regula, and Dwayne Jago says stay right here.
Tell you what, Union Local not afraid to shoot the 3 either. Skarnecchia missing 2 now, but he's going to continue to shoot.
Schaefer against Hisrich. Big mismatch. Schaefer puts it up and drops it in. Willie, that's all I heard about this team was Schaefer and Skarnecchia. They were a 2-man wrecking crew.
So far, it's Schaefer with the ball up front. As you see the quick step there before the dribble. Turnover number 1 in the game for the Pirates.
Union Local was down at 1 point, 15 to Sandy Valley in the second half. Kept battling back, and then won it at the end. And very well coached ball club from what I've seen. Schaefer once again, the little runner, won't go. Gerber clears the rebound, and he'll look to push. Garaway, of course, a major tempo control team, Willie. They don't, they're going to play their speed.
Union Local appears to be getting back on defense pretty good. So Garaway going to have a hard time looking to get some easy shots. But like you said, this is their game with their patented offense, trying to get it inside.
Renner against Schaefer, turns, has it stripped away, and Union Local comes up with it.
A lot of hands down low. Renner brought the ball down.
Thomas's shot goes off the backboard, but he retrieves the loose ball, and now they'll set their offense. 5-4, Garaway on top with 4:45 to go in period number 1. If you didn't buy a ticket, you aren't in the building. Skarnecchia's 3 off rim, no good. Rebound Schaefer back up. He's going to draw the foul and head to the line.
Big offensive rebounds. People don't realize how big offensive rebounds are, but right there, Union Local able to get a second look at it. Going to the line is Schaefer.
Fouls on John Hisrich, his first and the team's first.
63% free throw shooter on the season.
Schaefer knocks it down. Schaefer with all of Union Local's points, and Ryan Gerber with all of Garaway's points. 5-5 right now. Schaefer's second free throw, rim no good. Renner with the rebound. Tied at 5, 4.5 to play, period number 1. Hisrich takes a look. Well, I tell you what, they are sagging, are they not, Willie, off these guards?
Well, what's interesting is you got the point guard for Union Local and Schaefer guarding Renner inside on defense.
Into Renner, into paint, catches it, turns, shoots it, scores. He catches the ball that deep, he'll serve you dinner.
Impossible to let a guy 6'6" catch the ball that close and stop him.
Garaway back on top, 7-5. Lob down in, Thomas has it, and he'll draw the foul weak side as Gerber was coming and trying to give help. Got their hair too late. Of course, if you're a basketball fan, this is the high time of year with all the games on during the day on ESPN and the other networks, and then the high school games. And, of course, LeBron James plays tomorrow night. That only costs you maybe $125 to get in that one.
The LeBron watch,
Yeah.
huh?
Once again, down into Thomas, kisses it off the window, and David Thomas gets his first bucket tonight. 7-7. Renner back out, Hisrich, Felton. Hisrich will take the 3, but he doesn't force his offense very much.
You know, it's interesting. Union Local really kind of, like you said, laying back inside. With I think we have a hold inside there on Schaefer. He's going to pick up his first foul. But Union Local deciding to kind of play off the ball. They're not pressuring the ball at all. They're just sagging inside, trying to put pressure on the big guys.
Mike Podlaziak's team maybe a little bit more physical than what we thought, Willie. They're bumping everybody. Ari Yoder into the game now for Garaway. Ari gives great minutes for Scott Bardo off the bench throughout the season. Hisrich drives, 8-footer, rim no good. Rebound, where we got? I think they're going to get Renner climbing over top.
Tough thing to do, Roger, is you know you're 6'6", you know you ought to hit the boards. It's an offensive rebound. But the bottom line is you got to stay off of the guy's back if he's in front of you.
Nice job by Union Local on the checkout. Schaefer now, Regula on him. Nice matchup right there. Schaefer spins, gets in the lane. Regula challenged. He might have got a piece of it. Scarnecchia's putback doesn't go. Taken away by Scarnecchia. Shot up, no good, and the smallest man on the floor comes down with the rebound in Hisrich.
Couple point-blank shots that time. Actually, the tip almost went in.
Gerber had it in his hands, and Scarnecchia took it right away from him, and then his shot was awry, and finally the Pirates were able to clear. Ari Yoder in the high post. Hisrich thought about the three there. Now Renner going to take 15-footer back rim, no good. Regula with the rebound. Regula will take the three. The silky smooth left-hander's got that kind of range.
He may have to step out there and take one too, Roger. Try to loosen this defense up a little bit. That's
what I was thinking, Willie. That is one tightly packed zone. It's like our bleachers tonight, and now they're going to get Regula with the shuffle of the feet, and we'll come the other way. Minute 55 to play in period number one. All tied up at 7.
And you see really two styles, even though they're both getting into the half-court offense. Garaway on one hand, when they're in the offense, they're really patient. They're not looking to penetrate right now. They're looking just to move the ball and look to the guy posting up. Union Local looks to be very active on offense, driving in, trying to get it in there one way or the other.
Scarnecchia challenges Renner, doesn't get it to go, and they're going to get a foul on Union Local coming over the top. And I think that's on number 32, Adam Duvall, and if it is, that's his second. It is, and it's the team's third. It's fourth, actually.
14 fouls.
Well, I've missed one already. We're not even 8 minutes into this one.
You know what? I'll make you feel good. I've only got 3 also. So.
Good. We're watching the same game. Nathan Miller in now. Gerber going to take the three. It's in the air. Back rim. No good. Thomas with the rebound. Here comes Union Local. Over in the corner taking head jumper is Chilinski. Doesn't get it to go. Renner with the weak side rebound. Tell you one thing. I'm glad I did my tongue exercises. This team here with Chilinski and Scarnecchia.
I'll use the numbers.
Either that or thank God I didn't drink before the game, Willie. We'd really be in trouble. Nathan Miller, 8-footer in the lane, doesn't go for him, but run down by Renner once again. Under 1 minute now to go in the first period. Screen roll out on top, Regula. Coming double off the other side was Nathan Miller, but he doesn't shoot it up.
Getting some instruction from Coach Bardal over there, whether they run it for the last shot or if they're just going to be patient, wait for something to open up inside like they normally do. And that's usually a shot right there that Renner can hit right there at the foul line.
Yeah, I think they're freezing this one up, Willie. Unless they would get an uncontested layup, it's going to be the last shot. Interesting to see what they go to here for the last one.
15 seconds.
Miller now will set the offense. They go 1-4 baseline look with it. They're going to run Gerber off the stagger double in the corner. Three gets blocked. Chased down by Union Local. They're going to heave it at the buzzer. It gets caught in the rafters. And we come to the end of quarter number one. Garaway 7, Union Local 7. We'll be right back with the second quarter of action after you watch this. Welcome back to New Philadelphia High School Division III District Final. Garaway and Union Local all tied up after the first period of play, 7-7. Scoring for both teams pretty simple. Gerber 5 for Garaway and Renner 2 for the Union Local Jets. Schaefer had 5 and Thomas had 2, and Union Local has it to start it off. Schaefer takes one from 22. Rim no good. It hit the standard, so the ball becomes dead immediately. Some team numbers, Willie, out of that first quarter.
Some pretty cold shooting, Roger, unlike the weather outside today. 3 of 11 for Union Local in that first quarter. 0 for 3 from the three-point line. 2 of 8 for Garaway. Only 8 attempts from the floor in the first quarter for Garaway. So they are very, very patient on offense.
Garaway with their first offensive possession in this second period. And as you said, Willie, they'll run it down. They want it in this man's hands, and that's why Tyler Renner unstoppable force down on that block.
That's why they run that play. They get some high percentage shots. They shoot a high percentage field goal each game.
Skarnecchia with it, and he's just having all kinds of problem with the weak side help in the form of 6'6" Tyler Renner. Renner once again on the block. He's going to kick it back out. Regular on the 15-footer up, rim down. John Regular gets it going, and boy, the Pirates will have a big old smile on their face.
Starting to heat up now. First 2 attempts are good for Garaway.
Thomas is 3, and boy, he canned that. That looked awful comfortable coming out of the hand. 11-10 Garaway. Renner once again kicks out Hisrich. Boy, that one lucky to get through.
But like we said, Union Local not looking to get in the passing lanes as much, Roger, as they are just staying back.
Hisrich now will take the 3, doesn't go. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Who's got it? Union Local does. Union Local pushes. Now they'll back it out and get it in the hands of Justin Schaefer.
Union Local doing a great job taking care of the basketball first quarter. No turnovers, 4 for Garaway.
Thomas in the corner. His jumper goes, and that young man, I think, is hot, Willie.
Tell you what, when you feel it, you better use it because you're going to lose it. So he feels it 2 in a row for him.
Union Local up 13-11. Tyler Renner, though, ties it right back up. I got news for you, folks. If they're going to let him catch it down there tonight, he could break some kind of state record.
He's getting some easy looks.
Skarnecchia once again challenging Renner. This time he draws the foul, and he'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Did they call that on Tyler Renner?
I'm guessing they did, and yes, they did. Tyler Renner picks up his second. 14th foul on Garaway. We were correct earlier. There are only 3 team fouls on the Union Local Jets.
Skarnecchia going to the line for the first time tonight. 70% free throw shooter on the season. 19-point average, yet to score.
He was the big gun against Sandy Valley. He really threw the Jets on his back and took after it. And now Tyler Renner heads to the bench as Gerber and Felton check back in.
Skarnecchia had 27 points in that game against Sandy Valley, so he can light them up.
His second one is good, so he splits the pair and gives Union Local a 1-point lead, 14-13 at the 5.5-minute mark of the first half.
We may want to note that with 5.5 minutes to go, second quarter, Tyler Renner is put on the bench with 2 fouls. And I got a feeling if it stays close, Roger, he may be on the bench until the third quarter.
Yeah, that's been Scott Bardall's M.O. as now Mike Felton's going to take the 3, doesn't get to go. And Dave Thomas, I'll tell you what, they only got him listed at 6'2", but he's playing a little bit bigger than that tonight. Schaefer quickly off the dribble. Runner doesn't go. Hisrich on the backside rebound. Pirates got numbers as they come down. Regular crosses over, tries to kick it across. Nice job by Gerber to save it.
Oh, this is where Regular needs to take over inside with his 6'5" frame and maybe look for Ryan Gerber a little more active at the three-point line.
I'm going to tell you, folks, it is rough away from the basketball in this game. You come through the paint, you are going to get chucked.
I'll tell you, Justin Schaefer, 6'4" junior, number 20, he's guarding Regular inside right now. He's a football body there.
Yeah, really, Willie. I tell you, and he gets that knee up underneath you, and he's kind of driving you like that. Hisrich now puts it on the floor. Now he's going to kick it back out. Felton's elbow jumper doesn't go. Rebound down to Skarnecchia, and here comes Union Local. Thomas puts it on the floor, tries to go baseline, but they're going to call the bump first. And if that's on Hisrich, that's his second.
And even if it's not, if a Gerber was there, it's going to be Gerber's second.
We wait to see.
It is going to be
Gerber's second. So 2 on Gerber, 2 on Renner here with 4 minutes, and Tyler Renner back in the ball game.
Shows you how much we know.
Well, it shows you how much, I think, confidence Coach Bardall has in Tyler.
Exactly.
Skarnecchia in the lane. Boy, he threw that up a hope and a prayer, and it went down for him. 16-13. This is Union Local's biggest lead with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Pirates, as Willie said, they are very patient, extremely patient. But they will run, Willie. You know, it's not like they're a team where they're going to set it up no matter what. They'll run when they got the chance.
Oh, they've put some points up on the scoreboard this year.
Nice screen roll there by the Garaway Pirates, and Dave Thomas will pick up his first foul, and that'll be the 14th foul.
You know, I think with this pace of game two, I think Coach Bardal can really trust Tyler Renner not to get too active defensively and pick up that third foul.
Yeah, and the way they have their matchup set up, he's not guarding one of the main offensive threats for Union Local, so he's not in any major trouble, I would think, on the defensive end.
Tyler being about 3 of 5 from the floor, he's one of the few Pirates that are putting the ball in the hole so far tonight.
I'm going to tell you what, they just tried to triple team him, and it didn't matter. Tyler Renner with 8 in the ball game, 6 in this quarter, 16-15, Union Local on top of Skarnecchia, gets the 3 in the air. Woo! That looked like Willie Grove down at the Y. That ball didn't even get warm in his hands.
There's no defense played there, though.
19-15, Union Local on top. Hisritt's going to take history, and boy, you got to like that. If you're Scott Bardal, that could be the biggest shot of the first half for him, because that's going to draw that zone out a little bit as Scott Bardal wants to talk about some things. And him and John Regula, they're having a heart-to-heart, Willie. And I guarantee you, Mr. Regula is guarding Mr. Skarnecchia, and Scott just wants to know where he was last possession.
And you know what? That's exactly what that timeout's for right there, Roger. Just to remind the young man that his job tonight isn't necessarily to score points, even though that'd be nice. Let's play some defense. Let's shut down the 19-point average of Mr. Skarnecchia in the game.
You know, Willie, we've been around this area a long time, watched a lot of basketball here in the area. Garaway has always had talent. I mean, they've always been big. You know, and some years they just didn't achieve probably what they had the talent to do. Scott Bardal's changing all of that. I mean, I just think he's got the program at a very elite level right now, and he's based it all on discipline. They're a very disciplined team. They execute. And now what do we get? We get the walk before the shot. But I really think, Willie, I mean, they look as well as I've ever seen a Garaway team play.
Well, you know what, we were saying that before the game. You know, you think in Garaway they win a lot of games. It's been since 1989 that they won the district. I mean, that's a surprise to me, I guess. But you're exactly right. They are disciplined enough that they can come in and they can play in these tournament games, and they're going to be competitive.
That time Renner's the quadruple team worked as they knock it away. Quickly ahead, nice hands by the Pirates to at least knock it out of bounds. It will stay with Union Local.
Thinking Union Local wants to maybe speed this game up a little bit. They don't like the tempo that Garaway likes to play at. As you see, Garaway goes to a zone at this point, and another turnover. That's 2 in a row, and that's the only 2 turnovers in the game for Union Local. So the change in defense maybe?
Well, and, you know, the one thing we saw last night with Claymont, Willie, half-court turnovers are so crucial in tournament time. I mean, every possession is so valuable, you just can't afford to have them.
Especially if you lose by 1 point, and you can think of a turnover that you didn't need to have.
Hisrich's 3 doesn't go. Skarnecchia pulls in the loose rebound. Here comes Schaefer. He will look to attack, gets in the lane. Great pass down to Dave Thomas, who puts it up and in. Thomas, the first player in the game to go into double figures. He's got 10. 21-18, Union Local, a minute and a half to go in half number 1. Garaway jumped out early. Union Local's battled back now and has their lead. Renner with it on the block. Oh, my.
You just can't stop him.
He'll tell you bedtime stories, folks. He catches the ball that late. I would have to think, Willie, to stop him, you better not let him catch the ball.
Well, and you see, oh, nice open player inside. Nice pass in there by Schaefer.
Right now, Garaway trading baskets, and that's not going to make Scott Bardal very happy. His team doesn't do that. Gerber goes baseline, pulls up, gets it to roll. Ryan Gerber now with his first bucket of the second quarter. He's got 7 on the ball game. 39 seconds. Union Local now going to hold as they've got the 1-point lead. Schaefer handling out front. Miller's on him. Thomas in the high post, who has been the man for Union Local in this first half. He's going to just hold it on the hip now as his defensive matchup is Tyler Renner. Of course, Tyler staying back in the paint. 10 seconds now. Schaefer's going to go. 7 seconds. Spin in the lane. Puts it up. Draws the foul, and it goes.
Grabbed the front of the rim and fell back. He had English on that ball. Just enough to bring it back into the rim.
Tell you what, Willie, I mean, heck of a move.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Heck of a move.
Especially for a 6'4 junior, 6'4.
Yeah.
He's playing the point. But I'll tell you what, they've done that a lot the first half. That's something that Scott Bardall is going to have to address at halftime. They go to that 1-4 low and let him go one-on-one with the much smaller guy guarding him.
Can't make the free throw. Garaway at 3 seconds. Gerber across the line, launches it at 2. Doesn't get anything. Renner had the rebound, but nothing called, so we've come to the end of the first half of play. 16 minutes in the books. The Garaway Pirates trail Union Local 25-22. We'll be back with our halftime stats and to bring you the third quarter of action.
He's got 7 points, but he can drive anytime he wants and shoots over the shorter defender for Garaway, so you might want to see Garaway providing more help defensively on the drive.
One of the reasons Skarnecchia had 27 against Sandy Valley, it was a mismatch defensively, and they exploited it, doing a little bit of the same here as we see a little bit of a 1-3-1 half-court trap out of Union Local to start this second half off. The Pirates come out with their regular starting 5 in regular Renner, Hisrich, Felton, and Gerber, and the Union Local Jets counter with Thomas, Skarnecchia, Schaefer, as well as Duval, and also Chad Litton.
Union Local makes the first change, 1-3-1, first time tonight a zone. Garaway's got a number 1, recognize it. Number 2, make the changes.
Felton now Hisrich on the left wing. His three's in the air, doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Union Local. And I got to agree with you. I think Coach Mike Podlaziak is saying these other guys are going to have to knock down shots. We are not going to let Renner, just be the guy.
Yeah, you can't shut a team like Garaway down completely, Roger. We know that, but you can make them do some things defensively.
Great hands by Hisrich as he takes away from Thomas. Fakes the pass, lays it up, doesn't go. Renner right there on the follow, doesn't get it to go. Now we got the run out for Skarnecchia, and he's going to lay it up off the window and in. Pirates push it back up the floor quickly. Renner on the block. Turns. What do we got? Roger Levi's got a foul on the floor, and see who they call it on. They call it on Skarnecchia, and that is his first. These 3 officials left the first half, left the floor to a course of boos.
It's not been the first time for these 3.
Yeah.
They probably think they're doing something wrong if they don't hear the boos.
And like I said, 3 very good officials. I think the game's been well called so far. Renner with it now on the left wing. Nathan Miller checks into the game quickly here.
Again, Garaway doing really focusing in on a nice drive that time inside.
Follows his own shot, does Regia, and now what do we got? Don Giffen on the baseline. He's going to get a foul on Union Local. I think it's on Chad Litton, maybe, or maybe, no, Dave Thomas, and that's Thomas's second. 2 fouls on Duval and Thomas for Union Local, 2 for Gerber and Renner for Garaway.
See, I'd like to see that out of John Regular, though. Put it on the floor, drive to the basket.
Renner goes to the basket. It's blocked off, though, by Schaefer. And Schaefer now wants to push the other way. He takes it down. Nice pass down to Thomas. Lays it up. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound comes down into the hands of Duval. Puts it back up. Draws the foul. And he'll head to the free throw line.
Well, there's a case where Adam Duval, role player on Union Local's team, hasn't scored tonight. But look at the shot fake he gave Renner, knowing Renner's got 2 fouls. And he just picked up his 3rd foul. That could be the first critical move in the game right there.
So it's 6:07 of the third quarter with Union Local up 5. Renner picks up foul number 3. And we'll see what plays out. First free throw for Duvall rolls down. We don't see any action at the scorer's table, so Scott Bardahl looked like he's going to ride this out.
Duvall only a 55% shooter on the season.
Second one doesn't go. Renner with another rebound. So the Pirates trail by 6 with 6 minutes to play in quarter number 3. Felton back out to Regula. Regula just doesn't look real comfortable yet, Willie. I don't know.
No, we've seen him this year where he's been very, very aggressive, looking for that 16-foot jump shot every time he touches it. Right now, it's like he's not even looking to shoot first.
Foul was called on Adam Duvall. That is his third. So quickly back into the game is Zach Chalinsky, 5'10" junior. Tell you what, with all these juniors, these two teams could run into each other next year.
You're exactly right.
Nathan Miller dumps it down into Gerber on the block. He'll dribble it off the block.
Biggest lead of the night for Union Local, 6 points.
And I'll tell you what, well, you know, that ball goes to block. Union Local attacks it like fish. Gerber, nice leaner right up on the window. He's got 9 for the ball game.
First points of the second half for Garaway.
Schaefer drives down the lane, and they're going to get the bump out on top, and that'll be against John Regula. Good news is it's only John's first foul. Second on Garaway here in this second half.
And again, Roger, I think Garaway's got to do something to send somebody up to get that ball out of his hands, or at least provide some help on the drive. They're putting all 4 guys on the baseline.
Litton now gets it out to Thomas. Thomas pull up from 18 feet back, rim over top, standard, dead ball.
Not a lot of points being scored, but you're right at the point where the momentum could go either way, and Union Local kind of has got the momentum looking at their way.
Renner with it, catch, tough move, nice weak side rebound by John Regula. Get that boy's engine started, and we could have a little something here. 28-26 Union Local, 5-minute mark of quarter number 3.
And boy, when you get some offensive rebounds and put them back in like Regula did, that does wonders to get your team moving.
Yes, it does, and it'll get him a little motivated too.
Again, allowing Schaefer to go one-on-one.
Zielinski's three's in the air, run down weak side though by Schaefer. Skarnecki, a 15-footer is sent. Tyler Renner, I'll tell you what, Anthony Skarnecki is going to have nightmares tonight about that young man. Nice pass down to Gerber, lays it up and in, weak side. 28-28, and the Union Local Jets want to talk about it. Great pass from John Regula, as you see Scott Bardahl acknowledging the efforts his juniors giving him.
Well, that time you see, teams play a lot more conservative in tournament time. We've seen Garaway just being very conservative, not wanting to make the mistakes, therefore not really making good passes. That time the pass was made actually before Gerber even made his cut. They saw that he was going to be open. You've got to take those chances when you're an offensive player, Roger. You've got to look for the cutter before he gets there. If he's there waiting, it's already too late.
Yeah, and that is a good point, Willie. Every possession becomes so valuable in tournament time, and every coach stresses that, as Mike Podlaziak is doing right there on your screen. But as a player, you can't allow it to hinder your game so much that you're afraid to do anything.
You've got to go out. You've got to play your game, especially if you've done it all year long.
For the first time, we see Garaway now really extend the floor. Doesn't look like they're going to trap out of it, but just harass the ball handler.
And I think a key here is you see Tyler Renner playing man-to-man, and he's taking the guy off the bench, Chalinsky, which takes the pressure off of him because Chalinsky's not one of their top scorers.
Regula on Schaefer. Tough matchup for Regula, and that ball's thrown down but tipped out of bounds by Ryan Gerber. They're going with that 1-4 look, Willie, and Union Local feels they must have a better matchup in that situation.
I think he feels comfortable having the ball in Schaefer's hand. Let Schaefer make the decisions. He can take it in, shoot it, or he can take it in. If somebody comes on him, he can dish it off to one of his teammates.
Quickly around, Schaefer in the corner, tries to get it down in, and John Regula says no, and John Regula got a little fire in his eye here in this second half.
I think I'd get a little more than a little fire in my I don't want to go back to that huddle during a timeout.
Scarnecchia catches the lob, and they're going to get Miller coming weak side on the reach. That will be Nathan's second, team's third. Yeah, I don't know many players who like to have too many of those heart-to-heart conversations.
You need them sometimes, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's a great coach that can do it, and the kids know that they still care about him.
Thomas, who has been quiet here, and he tries to force that one in. Turnover for Union Local. Pirates got a chance to take the lead for the first time in quite some time. Tyler Renner's got it. And they're going to call Schaefer on the arm, and Tyler Renner will head to the free throw line.
Well, you got Tyler Renner 6'6". You got Justin Schaefer 6'4". You know, they got the height. Justin could get up there, but he caught him on the arm that time, and I believe that's only going to be Schaefer's second foul.
That is what I have as well, Willie.
And I would say it's very valuable to the Union Local Jets that Schaefer stays in the game.
One of the biggest things a postman can do to help his team is knock free throws down, and boy, Tyler Renner does it. He can shoot the free throws. Front rim, of course, the curse is still alive. 29-28, though. Garaway now has the lead with 3.5 to play in period number 3.
Garaway working on a 7-0 run right now.
Litton kicks it out. Thomas goes baseline. Nobody challenges it, but Regular comes from behind, blocks it, and then it goes out of bounds, and Thomas gave up on it, and Ari Yoder didn't.
Pirates almost got there.
Here's Richard Felton coming back in for Garaway. Ari Yoder's going to get a blow, as well as Ryan Gerber. Well, how big's the sophomore been tonight? Well, he's had some big buckets. Lob down in, Scarnecchia with the catch. He's doubled up, kick out. Litton's three is in the air, doesn't draw anything. Comes down into the hands of Schaefer, and he'll put it back up and in. Toughest shot to rebound is one that doesn't draw anything. A nice look down into his reach. He'll back it out now.
And that basket broke the streak. Garaway had scored 7 points in a row to go back ahead by 1.
Felton fumbles it, but picks it back up. Renner, top of the key. Nice look weak side. Hisrich going to try to take it up, gets it blocked, and that's the right call, Roger Levi. Automatic jump ball, and the possession arrow points to Union Local.
Which usually means a turnover for the Pirates, since they did lose possession. Only the first turnover here in the second half.
Tell you what, this Mr. Schaefer, he does it all, doesn't he? He probably drove the bus down here for Union Local.
He gassed it up before they left.
Taking it away is Nathan Miller. They got numbers, but now Nathan gains it around half court, and he'll get it onto the wing, and then we'll get the foul on the wing and see who that's on. It is on number 22, Zach Chelinski. Team's fifth and Chelinski's first.
5 team fouls on Union Local, only 3 on Garaway, so we're getting to that point where Garaway could almost start looking to help themselves at the foul line, which on the season they're a 73% free throw shooting team, which is excellent as a team.
Oh, Willie, we've brought people great games all week, and it doesn't look like tonight's going to be any different.
Does your family know who you are, Roger?
No, they have no idea. They know my voice as Tyler Renner marches that up. Ari Yoder weak side rebound, and they'll set again. Nathan Miller. Hisrich with it on the wing, and now he'll kick it out. Pirates moving the ball extremely well around this defense of Union Local. Skipped across Ari Yoder.
And again, right now, the Pirates getting some key minutes from some role players off the bench in Miller and Yoder.
There he is again, dumps it down to Renner. That one there, a little bit of a force, and the turnover over to Union Local. Here they come. Schaefer's got it, dumps it ahead on a great pass down to Adam Duvall, who lays it up and in. 3-point lead now for Union Local, 32-29, under a minute to play in period 3.
Say that fast break right there. You saw Union Local. You can tell they look more comfortable when they can get out and run the ball.
Boy, they run the floor well, don't they?
Well, they filled the lanes well.
Yeah, and big long legs get stretched out, and it takes about 3 steps to go baseline to baseline. Renner with it. He'll put it on the floor. Duck the shoulder. Nice no call by Dwayne Jago right there. 32-31, Union Local. Schaefer in the lane, puts it up, doesn't go down. Duvall with the rebound. What do we got? Foul beforehand, says Roger Levi. See who that foul is on.
Tell you what, Adam Duvall has come alive. Couple rebounds this quarter, 3 points. They're going to call that foul on Nathan Miller. He's got 3 now.
18.6 seconds remaining in the third period. You got to think Union Local plays for 1 here. And Schaefer will dribble it out and center it up between the circles. Or, no, it's not the circles anymore, but they know what I'm talking about.
The curly Q's.
Schaefer, the little runner, doesn't go. Loose ball rebound comes down the hand of Union Local. That throw doesn't go. Time's going to run out, and we've finished 3 here at New Philadelphia. The Garaway Pirates trail the Union Local Jets by 1 as we head to quarter number 4 in Division III District Final action right here on Adelphia Cable TV 2. Back at New Philadelphia High School, and the standing room only crowd is getting a little bit excited. We got 8 minutes here to figure out who is going to go to Athens on Thursday night to play in the regionals. Garaway trailing Union Local 32-31, and Willie, they outscore Union Local by 2, so they cut into a little bit of that halftime lead in that third period.
Well, and they got to do a little better job on the boards. That time they got out-rebounded 8-3 in that third quarter. Union Local doing the job, being more aggressive on the boards.
Big storyline right now. Renner with 3, Nathan Miller with 3 for Garaway. And we don't mean points. Renner catches it, goes up strong, lays it in. Garaway's got the lead. Renner now with 15 on the night, 33-32 Garaway. Union Local patient. Thomas shoots it up and in, and that's his first points here in the second half after he had 12 in the first half. I don't know, Willie. I might not mind him taking that shot the rest of the game. That's a tough shot.
I'll tell you what, he was aggressive with that shot. He didn't even hesitate, Roger.
Regular, now they'll get it back to Nathan Miller, and he'll set the offense. A little different look here, Willie. They go with the double high.
They're always sending Renner down low, and they're going to say that time that Regula stepped on the line. Really, Roger, nowhere to go, and Coach Bardal is trying to get a timeout, and it does look like he's going to get it. And, just any point is a critical point in this game, and he just doesn't like what he sees right now. And 1 or 2 possessions, 1 or 2 baskets could mean the ball game at the end of this game.
Yeah, definitely. As we said, the winner of this game will move on to play down at Athens in the regional semifinals Thursday at 8 o'clock. They will take on the winner of the Richmond-Dale Southeastern Seaman North Adams game. Now, Richmond-Dale Southeastern comes in as the number 13th ranked team in the state. Of course, the other side of that bracket, there sits Wheelersburg. Of course, Tom Barrett, very familiar to Tuscarawas County basketball fans. The head coach down at Jewett-South for some time. They're good year in and year out. He's got a dynasty down there, the number 2 team in the state. So, I mean, they're not playing for much here.
Number 2 in the state's not too bad.
No, not at all. Union Local now with it. They're up by 1. Garaway now turning up their defensive pressure. Thomas has it. He's being defended by Gerber. What a spin move. Gets in the lane, doesn't go, but Skarnecki is there with the tip.
Wow.
3-point lead now for Union Local. Regular lob down into Renner. Good night, Sweet Prince. Those are the ones, Will, you just start writing them up when he catches the ball.
Count them.
36-35, Union Local.
Again, we see that 1-4.
Right into the flex look. Now Thomas going to take 50-foot jumper. Do these guys realize how big this game is?
Say, Mr. Thomas has come to play. 12 first-half points, only averaging 14 on the season. He's got 16 right now.
Renner down on the baseline, kicks it out. Tell you, Willie, Tyler Renner does a great job of positioning. You know, his footwork is spectacular.
Only a junior.
Oh, boy.
Does he grow more?
Oh, boy, now you really got the IVC coaches reaching for the Maylocks. Renner, great hands, catches, creates some space. High off the window, doesn't go, but he knocks it loose out of Skarneckia's hands. He's got it back, puts it up, gets it to drop. Tyler Renner, 19 in the ball game, single-handedly keeping Garaway in this one, 38-37 Union Local.
Not for the faint of heart inside tonight, Roger. A lot of physical activity going on in there.
Schaefer spins, gets regular off the floor, and he'll go to the free throw line.
You know, what I don't understand is not too many of the other Union Local players have hit any outside shots other than Thomas. You want to guard Thomas right now, but Schaefer for Union Local is going one-on-one, and the other 4 defenders for Garaway are standing there watching. Yeah. Nobody's coming to help.
They're almost getting caught too low, Willie. They're not stepping up that line, as we like to say. First one by Schaefer, no good. Schaefer on the game, only 1 of 4 from the free throw line. And for a guy who handles it as much as he does in a close ball game, a mental note will be taken.
63% on the season from the free throw line. You'd like to see a gap around 70%.
Second one for Schaefer is in the air, and that one's good. Ari Yoder going to check back in for Garaway. 39-37 Union Local, 5:01 on the clock.
Again, the biggest lead in this game is 5 points, and that was Union Local. Garaway's had a 5-point lead, 5-0 first quarter, so it's been close throughout.
Renner once again up on that top, and he dives to the block. Ari Yoder's given some great minutes tonight.
Yes, he has. Not looking to score much, but looking to just penetrate or dish off, reverse the ball, swing it to the other side, get the defense moving.
How important, too, is it, Willie, for teams to go to the tournament to have guys who understand their role and play within that role? Nathan Miller going to take the 3. This place will go nuts. It doesn't go down. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Skarneckia. Stays with Garaway.
I was going to say, if he put that one down, that's not a bad roll, being able to step up and hit a three-pointer at a critical time.
The folks from Sugar Creek, Shanesville, Baltic, the outlying areas, they want to go back to the regionals. It has been a long time for them. Especially with a school with such great basketball tradition as Garaway has, it would be a mighty accomplishment. Gerber.
I was going to say, Roger, they do a lot of looking for Renner inside.
Now Nathan Miller stepped in. He says, I didn't hit the 3, so I'll hit the 18-footer. We're tied up at 39. 4 minutes to go.
Just a smart move, I'll tell you. There's no reason you need to shoot from the three-point line. You missed the last one. Get in a little bit closer. Nail one. The next time he takes a 3, it's probably going to drop.
Yeah, that's the truth there. You want your shooters getting rhythm. Not too many guys who can just start firing it from 20 and nailing them. Local picks up their dribble. Now the ball's knocked away, and that might be number 4 on Tyler Renner. Scott Bardall with his hands in the air, and a great look there from Joseph Petrosky. That is number 4 on Tyler Renner. And Coach Mike Podlaziak, I've said that name about 14 different ways tonight, and I figure one of them's got to be right. Tough call. It's a tough call, and
offensively, they've not really had anybody else step up, especially in the second half.
Yeah, Scott Bardall's made his decision. He sends Tyler back out. He played for the longest time with 3 as well, so, well, I just don't like that handoff in the corner if I'm Union Local. If I'm Garaway, I go trap that baby all night long.
Now, interesting, Roger, Union Local used the timeout. Did he mention anything about Renner having 4 fouls? Take it right at him.
I don't know, but Schaefer's little Magic Johnson scoop goes. Justin Schaefer with 12 now in the ball game gives Union Local a 2-point game. You know, Willie, hey, that's a good point because sometimes you'll see teams who have good offensive rhythm go attack a guy in foul trouble and take themselves right out of it.
Yeah, you're right.
Regular dumps it down. Renner turns, shoots right over top.
But I'll tell you what, if I get him on the bench, if I'm Union Local, offensively, Garaway's got a different look.
I don't know what teachers make these days, but Tyler Renner ought to be charging these guys. Schaefer's floater through the lane doesn't go. Garaway with the rebound. 41 all, 2:40 to go in the ball game. Huge possession. Renner's got it on the block. Gets it to Regula. Now Scott Bardo emphatically wants them to pull the ball out. Would he hold the ball here for one?
He definitely wants the defense to come out on the ball.
And now
and I'd say just kind of look for them to penetrate. You got the defense more open. There's not going to be three guys around Tyler Renner every time he gets it.
Union Local counters, drops into the 1-3-1. I'm telling you, he's holding this ball to the end. Boy, oh boy.
This is what it's all about,
Oh, you got to
Roger.
love this.
This is it. I get nervous.
You know, and yeah.
Holding the ball for 2.5 minutes.
This is why they always sent me scouting.
Now,
you
Coach
can just
Bardal,
feel the electricity building in the building. Oh, my Lord.
That almost was over his back right there. Yeah, Coach Bardal wants to talk this over. He was asking him to do a little bit of penetrating there. I talked the game situations over. They weren't there when players made the decisions to do this or do that, or the coaches said, we want you to do this. That's why it's tough for a fan or announcers, for that matter, to sit there and say, well, I would do it this way or I'd do it that way. You're exactly right, Roger. You're not there in practice with these players every night.
And to be truthfully honest with you, if you've got the team to hold it, I'd hold it because you know you've got a guy who they're having trouble stopping. Hisrich now, as Union Local turns up the pressure and wants to trap a little bit.
Like we said, Garaway's excellent from the free throw line.
1 minute, 13 seconds on the clock, tied at 41.
16 fouls on Union Local. Next one would be a 1-on-1.
That one's tipped away, but Gerber chases it down as Thomas got his hands on it. Garaway's got a chance if they want to attack it.
We're under a minute, Roger.
You hold it this long, you better hold it to the end now.
Yep.
Hisrich, and that one almost got run through.
Still have 2 timeouts. You're down to 45 seconds. You can use one of these 2 timeouts if you get into trouble.
Gerber picks his dribble up, gets it back to Miller, who's going to be fouled. And that will only be team foul number 6, though, on Union Local, so it will be a side out.
You're exactly right. I was forgetting. You always think Garaway's the local team, they're the home team, but they're not. Garaway and Union Local both have 16 fouls now.
Now Union Local wants a timeout.
Do that in this situation. If you take the shot at 6 seconds or more, Union Local has a chance to call timeout and get a shot if you miss. I think if you held it this long, if you don't run a play to score right now, you keep it right down to under 10 seconds. At 10 seconds, you go at them, and you've got the final shot, and that's probably all you're going to get.
41.8 seconds on the 4 for Garaway. You have Hisrich, Renner, Regula, Gerber, and Miller. Union Local now traps Gerber on the sideline. He gets it across.
They're still going to hold it, Roger.
Hisrich picks his dribble up. Now Miller has it.
Can Union Local sit back, or do they want to foul?
And they actually come out and foul, and the way the Union Local bench reacts, that's what they wanted to do.
I think they actually picked Nathan Miller when he got the ball. Go ahead and foul him. And what they did right there was they picked a young man that's shooting 79% on the season, 26 of 33. So on paper, you picked the wrong guy if you're Union Local. Garaway, you have...
That happens in the game of basketball.
Now, if you're Garaway, you're talking situations. You've got 2 foul shots. Miller walks over. You tell him, after you make both these shots, here's what we do. And you get back and you play some defense. Union Local, do they look to go down and tie if they're down 2? Do they look to shoot the 3 to go for the win? second half, they've not converted a three-pointer. They've only attempted 3 the whole second half. I say they go right at it. Guess who it's going to be? Probably Mr. Schaefer at this point. He's the guy handling the ball most of the time for Union Local. All hinges on these foul shots, though, Roger.
1 and 1. First one is up, and he drills it.
That's the 79% foul shooter, that rotation right there.
Now he's got a chance to make it real difficult for Union Local. Second one for Nathan, just a junior. Free throw is up and good. 2 big free throws by the junior, 43-41. Timeout now, Garaway. And as you said, Willie, now they're definitely talking about what they've got to do defensively here in this possession.
Well, you don't want to foul. You would do just the same thing. You'd put them on the line for a 1-and-1. I think you probably take the guy off the ball. I like picking them up full court for one reason. I'm going to try my best to keep the ball out of Schaefer's hands. If Schaefer doesn't have it, somebody else that hasn't brought the ball up the floor all night long has to bring it up and enter into the offense. So that's the first thing that I think I do. I don't guard the ball out of bounds. I double team Schaefer. Do not allow him to touch the ball. Somebody else has got to do it.
Al Miller checked into the ball game for Union Local, and he has not played at all tonight, number 30. So I'm just guessing that Hal may be a shooter, and something that Garaway needs to recognize is Scott Bardall giving his last bit of instructions here.
Garaway going to sit back. They're going to say, Union Local, come right at us. Going to pick them up man-to-man,
and it almost,
half court.
It almost looks like they might be zoned. Schaefer will be the inbounder. 21.4 seconds.
That's a little different.
And Hisrich is denying Schaefer, but Schaefer gets the ball. Cross half court, 15 seconds. Thomas, top of the key. Schaefer at 10 seconds. Hisrich is on him. They switch out. Schaefer gets in the lane. The shot is blocked. 5 seconds. Thomas has to throw it away, and it's over to the Garaway Pirates with 3.7 seconds to go in the ball game. Scott Bardall wants a timeout. That man that Scott Bardall had such an intense conversation with earlier about locating a shooter, he just pretty much kissed him on the forehead because John Regula made a great recognition on that play.
Tell me something, was that Regula that blocked the shot?
I think Renner got the block.
Renner got the block.
But I think Regula is the one who then stepped in and chased Thomas to the sideline and forced the throw away.
I'm telling you what, the Garaway Pirates defensively stepping up again, not, allowing him to penetrate. But that time, Roger, you saw there was like 3 guys around him. I mean, they had to come in on him. And Schaefer unable to get the ball up on the backboard.
Union Local going to foul immediately. It's tough to tell, both these teams being predominantly red and white, who's Garaway, who's Union Local, but I have a feeling Garaway may have the slight edge in numbers. In any case, everybody in the building is on their feet. Gerber gets it to Regula. Regula is immediately fouled with 2.6 seconds. So Regula will walk the distance. He will shoot 1 plus the bonus. Foul on Skornecki, only his second. Real simple, folks. One makes it real tough as Union Local now uses their second timeout, or their last timeout with 2.6 remaining. One makes it tough, Willie. 2 makes it inconsequential.
On to the regionals. 2 means regionals. 1 means Union Local has just a glimpse of life yet. But with 2.6 seconds, you've got to have a play where you catch it and you're taking one dribble, squaring up, and you're letting it fly from behind the three-point line.
Now let me ask you this. If he makes the first one and you're Scott Bardall, do you have him intentionally miss the second one?
You know, coaches always say that they'll never tell a shooter to intentionally miss a shot. I mean, if you got a chance to put points on the board, you put them on. Now, I will say this much. I have seen it so many times where if a team And we can go back down to Steubenville just in the last game or two, the Dover Tornadoes. St. Clairsville, the player made the free throw, allowed Dover to get their play set up. If he misses that free throw, which they didn't need, Dover has a hard time catching the ball, making a play.
And to be truthfully honest with you, if I was going to have him miss one, I'd have him miss the first one. Have him miss the first one because it's so much more difficult. You know, when you can take it out of bounds and throw that baseball pass, you know, you get a better look. But if you just miss it here, it's hard for them to scramble and find people. But I think he's telling John Reggie, you knock them both down and we'll just talk about it on our way to Athens. First one for Regula. Left-hander gets it. He makes this one, folks. Somebody better call Shanesville drive-thru and tell them there's going to be a big sale tonight. Second one is in the air. Got it. Garaway Pirates, folks, are going on to the regionals. 45-41, Garaway defeats a very good Union local Jets ball club. As the fans here at New Philadelphia on their feet in appreciation of what was an outstanding basketball game. Scott Bardall makes his way over immediately to the Union local players to congratulate them on a great season, and boy, they were a worthy opponent tonight, Willie.
Tell you what, I was very impressed with their squad. Nice players, height-wise, good shooters, nice game plan. You can tell Coach Podlasiak does a great job with them, good discipline. But, you know, what can you say? The Garaway Pirates, when it counted the most, they were down 41-39. And at that point, they're down one bucket, Roger. They scored the last 6 points of this game to win 45-41.
We're going to take a quick time out here. Be back. We'll show you the medal presentation and the trophy presentation and get a look at some of these Garaway Pirates cutting themselves down a pair of nets as the Garaway Pirates defeat Union Local 45-41. They will move on to the regionals Thursday night. Welcome back to New Philadelphia High School, where they've just finished awarding Union Local their runner-up trophies and medals. And congratulations, Union Local, an outstanding season that ends at 18-6, and they were an excellent ball club. And I'll tell you what, they are a good ball club. Garaway beat an excellent ball club tonight. Now we take a look at the Garaway Pirates. Now they'll come out and receive their different medals as Union Local gets their trophy. And Jessup will get us some shots here of the young individuals. Willie Garaway led tonight by Tyler Renner at 21 points, 10 field goals, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and I just thought he was awful outstanding.
I'll tell you what, Roger, you said it, just put it to bed, man. When he gets the ball down low, he can't be stopped. At least in the game tonight, I don't know that he missed more than 2 shots when he got it inside the paint. Just really tough to defend once he got it. And you know what? He got the 21 points. But I'll tell you what, another thing to point out is just the guard play. They had 5 turnovers at the half. They finished with 7 turnovers in the game. Only 2 additional turnovers second half. John Regula only finished with 6 points, a couple free throws in the fourth quarter. But the defensive job that he did most of the night, Skarnecchia averages 19 points a game. He finishes with 10, largely due to John Regula.
You know, one of the things that, and we've seen Garaway so many times throughout the year, and they've won every one of them, so we must be good luck. I don't know. But, you know, like I said before, Scott Bardall has turned this program around, and you know, like it's not like he inherited a program that was dead as Tyler Renner gets the ovation he well deserves, but he put discipline back in this program, and it's paying dividends right now. I mean, these kids, they understand their roles. Some guys are shooters, some guys are rebounders, some guys are defenders. Tonight, he asked John Regula, at least what it looked to us, to give up some of his offense to be a defensive stalwart, and boy, he got dividends big time.
You know, it's tough to do. It's tough to have a guy come in averaging 10, 12 points a game like John Regula was. and ask him to do the job defensively and still think of the offensive end. I mean, that takes a special player to be able to do that. But I think if you had your choice, John Regula, if he was given a choice, he'd rather be heading to the regionals next week than to score 21 points tonight if it meant him giving up points to hold the leading scorer down of Union Local 9 below his average. 17 below the last game.
Yeah, well, yeah. Greg Lauer, one of those coaching staff members that Scott Bardall will be the first to tell you how important they are. Davey Shutt, Greg Lauer, and also Glenn Lorenz, they do a great amount of work for Coach Bardall. And as we said, Willie, 1989. In fact, I remember it very vividly because they beat my beloved Central Catholic Saints down at Athens. Went on and almost knocked off Columbus Worley that year as Coach Scott Bardall gets his award from Rock Van Fossen, the Eastern District President. Also Colin Missler down there. Basketball's out in, when you get out into that part of Tuscarawas County, well, everywhere in Tuscarawas County and out into Holmes County, it's a religion. It's not, hey, something we do on Friday nights. This is religion.
It's a tough place to coach, man.
Oh, boy.
Might even be a tough place to play.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine going home after a loss if you're one of the players.
And a lot of these players have brothers, cousins, good friends who played on some very good Garaway teams who did not accomplish what they just accomplished. As they cut the nets down, some of the other individual numbers here before Willie rounds out the team numbers. As we said, Renner was the leading scorer tonight in the game, 21 points. 11 points tonight for Ryan Gerber, who I thought was just fabulous in this one. Ryan had 3 two-point field goals, 1 three-point field goal, and was 2 of 2 from the line. 6 points, John Regula. As we said tonight, it was more about defense for John, and he did the job. 4 points for Nathan Miller, and 3 points for John Hisrich. For Union Local, they were led tonight by David Thomas, who had 16, and he had 12 of those in the first half. Actually 10 in the second quarter. So great defensive adjustment by Scott Bardall's Pirates. 12 points tonight for Justin Schaefer, as Willie said, well below his average. 10 points for Anthony Scarnecchia, who had 27 in the district semifinal game, and 3 points for Adam Duvall. The Union Local Jets had 17 total field goals. 3 of those were threes, 4 of 9 from the free throw line for their 41 points. Willie, some of the team numbers we've got?
Well, Garaway finished 18 of 38 from the floor, 2 of 10 from the three-point line. Really wasn't in their game plan to shoot threes tonight. They could score at will inside with Tyler Renner, and I think we saw that was definitely their game plan in the game tonight. 17 of 39 from the floor for Union Local, 3 of 9 from the three-point line. Foul shooting, 4 of 9 for the Jets, 7 of 8 for Garaway, 4 of 4 in the fourth quarter from the line. Rebounding edge still to Union Local, 19-16 rebounds for the Garaway Pirates. Just not a lot of shots. And Tyler Renner pulling down 6 rebounds for the Pirates. Turnovers, 7 for the Pirates. Again, only 2 in the second half, none in the fourth quarter. 5 turnovers for Union Local.
They have been impressive all along the way. When you think about this, this whole march started back against Buckeye Trail on the 21st of February, and now they move on. As we said earlier, they will play on Thursday. TB2 will be there. Yes, we will. We will drive down and do the basketball game. They play at